to this tutorial on installing PHP on a Ubuntu server. In the last one I showed you how to install single PHP. The process of doing it multiple times is similar but very tedious. The process a lot easier. Well, so first of all we're going to need, I've rolled back my VM and now I've got a clean PHP install, so I've only just got MySQL installed and Nginx installed and not configured for PHP. So we're going to be doing all the PHP all over again, but this time multiple times, and you'll see how I set up my development process this way. So to begin with, we need to make sure we have git installed. So sudo apt install git, password, and yes, I've spelled install wrong, so double out and press yes. Wait for that to install. Now we need to get the bash scripts that I've written from the repository. I've called it server admin, and it's in my git repository, so we need to say right, git clone and https://github.com/Sean Freeman /server admin.git. Press enter. Right, it's cloned that, so we need to get into the server admin folder. Now it's just created, so cd. We can see that by doing ls. There we go, server admin. So you go cd server admin. If we do another ls, we can see that we have admin.shush. That's the one that we want to invoke. So we say ./admin.sh. So right, now we have a few tasks that we can go through. It has an update and also a root terminal and a reboot server. But the one we're interested in is PHP menu, so we just press enter for OK, and we have one option only, which is install PHP, because we do not have PHP installed on this system as yet. So we say OK by pressing enter, and then that will set up the development binaries and pull all those down from Ubuntu repositories, and it will then get us ready to install PHP by downloading the PHP source as well. Okay, welcome back, and now we're given just another new box, and we basically just need to choose our versions. As you can see, I've got support for up to down to version 5.5. All we're going to be doing is installing the version 7 versions. So we've got, as of today, 7.2, 7.1 and 7.0. So to select the version, you press the space bar, the select, down and up keys, arrow keys, so go down through the selections, and spacebar to select that, and then press enter. So we're going to now install 7.2. We'll go through a few options, and I'll talk you through these first ones, and the next installs I'll just whiz through them. So 7.2, it will now get us onto the PHP branch 7.2. And here we have the options. On the left hand pane we have the ones that aren't selected, and on the right hand pane we have all the ones that are selected. So we have CL, command line interface, FPM and PHP DBG, and that's all we want for this one, so we just press enter. And here we have also the default selected modules, extensions for PHP, and on the left hand tab we have all the ones that aren't selected, so we want a few of those, so we'll go down through those. So bmat, press spacebar, bzip, press spacebar, press the down key once, that's the arrow key. We want curl, so spacebar, xif, yeah, and arrow key down to gd, arrow key down again to intl, and just press spacebar for that one, and MySQL, yeah, open SSL, yeah, and go all the way down to tidy and zip and zlib. If you want any of the others, you just have to select those by pressing up arrow key or the down arrow key, and once you've highlighted it, press spacebar to select it. Once we're done, we press enter to OK that, and now we're asked a few questions. With the free type for GD, we say yes, because we want free type enabled. JPEG for GD, yes, and PNG for GD, yes. I don't install these, the next ones for GD, but if you do, just select yes. But I'm going to select no, and no for this one, and no for this one. Now with MySQL, we say yes for the MySQL improved, and PDO MySQL, yep, and that will now download some of the libraries that we need. And for PDO SQLite, yes, and now it will download the tidy source and compile that for us, and then after that it will compile PHP for us and go through the config file as well. So once that's done, I'll be back with you, so see you in a minute. Okay, now that's done, press enter for OK, and then we're back to the PHP options screen again. As you can see, in the top left hand corner, you can see that PHP version 7.2.9 is installed. The next thing we have to do is to make sure that we have an PHP FPM pull. So we go down to the PHP FPM pulls, press enter, and then we can say, we just press spacebar for that one because that's the only one there. We say add pull, and then we enter the username of our username, so that's user tutorial and group tutorial. And that's what the pull will run under as we're doing it in our own home folder. And we say submit, and that's set up that pull. So the next thing we want to do is to install another version, and so we'll do that, and I'll go through all the same options again, select those, but I shall speed through this section so that we can get back on to the next one. Okay, so here we go. So we want 7.1. Okay, welcome back, and now we'll just say OK for that and set up our FPM pull for this version, and we select 7.1 because we've done 7.2. Oops, sorry. So we go back, forgot to select it with the spacebar, so press OK, add the pull, and tutorial tutorial is our username. Use your username that you've set up and submit that, and then we install our last version of PHP that we will be installing in this tutorial, which is 7.0. Say OK. Okay, welcome back, and with that done we say OK. Oh, get the right window highlighted first, we say OK. And as you can see there, we've got the PHP 7.2.9, 7.1.22 and 7.0.32 installed. We just need to set up our FPM pools for this 7.0. So we select that one, add the pool, and say tutorial, and we want tutorial, and then select submit, and that's set up our PHP. Now just need to make sure that Nginx is set up. As we go back, and we just want a root terminal, and then as this is a fresh install of PHP into Nginx, we need to set up the PHP FPM conf that we did in the previous video. So Nginx PHP fpm.conf, and then we just need to put all those ones that we put in last time. I'm just going to copy paste these in for speed, and you can pause the video and write all that down if you wish. So save that with Control-0, enter, Control-X to come out of that. Now we need to edit our projects conf, which is nano etc Nginx, so it's our server conf, which we put down as PHP projects.conf. Did we? ls oh, sites enabled. Sites enabled. So there we go. So there we are. So we just need to basically put all the bits that we did last time, but with a slight difference as well. So we want index.php in the index file, make the client body bigger, and then we need to go down and make a new location. So location, and we want that to be just a fallback location for this one. So we say we want the title \point PHP. We set this one up last time, so they should be familiar, and include, and we want php fpm.conf, and we want the fast CGI pass, and that's the Unix socket as we set up last time. This will be a default one, so it's we hard code this in, so it's var, no it's not, it's user, whatever PHP you want as your default, it's 7.1, 7.2 or 7.0 you can put here. I will put in 7.1 as a default fallback, local PHP 7.1, and that's var run php fpm .soc. So that's that done. Next one is to make a dynamic location, and we're doing this with a bit of regex. The best way I've found to do it is to, like I said, you put a prefix of PHP dash, and then PHP / and then you're going to put the version number that you want to be running. So here we go. We can go location, and we want the title, and this time we want a regex start character, which is the caret, and then / PHP, which is the start of the URL, and then / and we want to capture now this value that's coming up, so it's going to be in brackets like that, and the regex value that we want in there is basically it's a number followed by dot followed by a number, so we can break this down to using \d, which stands for capture a number but with a plus on it, which means more than one, so it can be two numbers or one number, and then just say dot for the dot, and then again \, and we're looking for another digit, and we'll put a plus there as well, and that's what we're looking for. So we can then say we want to open bracket, we'll close that bracket while we're here, go back, and then what we want to do in here is we want to say try files, and we say the usual, which is URI and string URI / equals 404, and then under that we want a new location block, which will be our PHP configuration like we normally done to set up PHP FPM, but this time we're going to need another capture, which is the title, and we want to start we want to look for anything that starts like that, PHP /PHP/, and then we can open our brackets and then put in the regex capture we want, which is \d for digit, and plus dot \d for digit and any number of those, and then close that bracket off. And then we want to say we're going to be looking for anything else after that, \dat, and say anything that ends with a PHP suffix, and we'll put a $sign there for ending the regex. So we open up our curly bracket, we'll close that one off again. I do tend to forget closing off curly brackets. Then we say include PHP fpm.conf, and this one, the fast CGI, is just slightly different now because we've captured our value, and for each version it's got to find the version in the PHP folder that we've set up, so like PHP 7.1, 7.2 and 7.0. So we say CGA pass, and then we say we want the Unix socket. I'm spelling that wrong again, and /, and that's in the user local, and they start with PHP, but we've now capturing the version number, so we say string, which is the $, and 1, because that's the first capture that we're looking for in our regex. And then we say var run, and then PHP fpm.sock, and that's that. For that configurations, we save that with Control-0, press enter, and Control-X to exit that, and that should be okay to set that up, and we can restart our Nginx server. So we say system ctl restart Nginx, and see if everything went all right, and it obviously does. We can also have a look to see is it enabled here. See if our PHP is working. So there we are, there's the PHP ready to listen to for connections. So I'll quit that, and we say exit that because we've got one last thing to do, log out of that admin panel. And then the only way that I've really found this successful is to create some symlinks back into the public folder. So cd up to the main one again, and ls, so there's the public folder, so we can cd into the public folder and ls that, and you see we've only got index.html. Let's make the PHP info folder, info.php, and so put in our PHP info function, save that and come out. Now we can actually just double check that by making sure that everything's working. Yes, it is, and that's our fallback. But as you can see, we're going to have difficulties once we start saying PHP 7.1 / it's going to say file not found, because we need to do another little setup, which now we make a new directory called PHP. So make dar, it has to be in the public folder, PHP, oh, forgot, make dar PHP, ls that, and you can see that we're in there. And now we can cd into that. Don't have to do these CDs, but I do like to do that, to just double check that everything's there. There's nothing in there at the moment, so we need to do a symlink that comes back to our public folder. That's 2 folders up. So the best way to do this is to say ln, and we're doing a symlink, and we want the symlink will be home tutorial public, and the first symlink will be called the version number of PHP. So we want 7.2. Nope, not there, sorry. Home, make sure it's the full path, tutorial, so public PHP 7.2. And press enter to make that symlink, and then do it again for 7.1 and again for 7.0, and then let's have a look at those. As you can see, we've got now those, and if we cd into one of those, it should find that we're in the public folder again. So ls, as you can see, that they're the files again. So now that they're done, we can test this out by going back to our web browser, and now it should, if we refresh that with PHP 7.1 with the PHP info, it should find it if we've done everything right. There it is. And let's try 7.2, and you can see there's 7.2 done and 7.0, and 7.0 is working as well. So we've got 3 different versions of PHP working concurrently together, and we can change which version through the URL now. So that's going to be handy later on in development when you just want to switch your versions over, and you can see whatever you're running can work in any other version without having to switch on and off PHP or use a different server. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll look at doing something else with PHP next time. And until then, ta-ta for now.